Jessie might get a new owner in Toy Story 5 named Blaze because Entertainment Weekly just dropped a brand new article about Toy Story 5, and it gives us some huge new details, first looks, and even interviews with Tim Allen, Tom Hanks, and the director Andrew Stanton. It's looking like Toy Story 5 is really going to be Jessie's movie. So here's what we learned from the article. There's a brand new human character named Blaze, and this is where things get really interesting, because Jessie and Bullseye end up at her house. But it's not just any house, it's actually the house where Emily, Jessie's original owner, used to live. And in the article, it straight up says, Jessie finds herself sent back to the house where Emily, who abandoned her years ago, once lived. That's crazy. There was rumors that Jessie would go back to Emily's house, or maybe to Emily, or something with the tire swing, and now we know that yes, Jessie's going back to Emily's house. That means this whole movie is going to go deep into Jessie's past. It's going to be emotional, and it's going to have a full circle storytelling moment. We could see her remembering Emily, some moments, some old moments that we've already seen in Toy Story 2, but also some new ones, and dealing with that trauma again. And maybe finally getting closure on what really happened with Emily and her past. This movie could be one of the most emotional movies in the whole franchise, because Jessie's past is very emotional, and I think everyone can agree. And we also got our first official look at Blaze, the new kid. She's in her room on her computer with Jessie and Bullseye right next to her on her desk. And I gotta say, she already feels like she's gonna be a big deal, especially because Blaze and her pet pig has already gotten Funko Pops. And here's the thing, Bonnie has never gotten her own Funko Pop, which I find very interesting. In Toy Story 5, now we're just handing out Funko Pops to Blaze and her pig? No, this means she's going to be very important to this movie, but also the future of the franchise. Let me get into that, because this is where things get bigger. Andrew Stanton said that this probably will be the last film he directs at Pixar, which is honestly very sad, but makes sense. These movies take years to make, and he wants to do other things, he doesn't have all the time left in the world. But then he also goes on to say this, there's enough story for 2 more Toy Story movies. Yeah, let that sink in. Toy Story 6 and Toy Story 7. That is actually insane. And if he's already saying that, I think Toy Story 6 is basically happening now, 100%. And now, here is where things get even more interesting. Because when he said that there's enough story to tell for 2 more films, he also goes on to say, maybe not with Bonnie taking the lead role. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. Blaze might be the future of this franchise. This is what I'm thinking. Toy Story 1, 2, and 3, Andy. Toy Story 3, 4, and 5, Bonnie. And now maybe Blaze. Like, what if Bonnie passes Andy's original toys down to Blaze while keeping her own? That could be a really smart move to move the story forward and simplify the cast. Because let's be real, there are a lot of characters now, and that raises a big question. Are all the toys going to go to Blaze, and will all the toys be in Toy Story 6 and Toy Story 7? I don't think so. Because when you get to that too crowded of a cast, you have to simplify it, and I don't think they will get rid of Andy's original toys, so I think Bonnie's toys like Trixie, Buttercup, Dolly, and Mr. Pricklepants, which is honestly sad to say, might be cut. Or is it just going to be Jessie and Bullseye that's passed down to Blaze? Because if it's only some of them, does that mean Buzz and the others won't be in Toy Story 6 as much? There's a lot to think about here. And if we're being real about the timeline, Toy Story 6 could come out early 2030s, but then Toy Story 7 could come out late 2030s, early 2040s. That's nearly 50 years after the original Toy Story. Half a century. Which is wild and a little bit scary because this cast isn't getting any younger. And let's be real, you cannot do a Toy Story movie without Tim Allen and Tom Hanks. Who knows how much longer this story can actually go on for. But I think it's really interesting all at the same time that they're already thinking about that Toy Story 6 and Toy Story 7. And at the same time, they're making great movies, so I'm not complaining. And honestly, this doesn't feel like the end of Toy Story anymore. It feels like the beginning of a new era. And I'm super excited. And we also got some awesome new looks. We got one with Smarty Pants and a few with Jessie, Bullseye, and the new group Atlas, Snappy, and Smarty Pants, and they all look great. We also got a new shot of Woody back in Bonnie's room. And this one, if you zoom in, yeah, Woody might actually have that beer belly detail that people were talking about. And it's kind of funny and crazy all at the same time. He's bald and has a beer belly. That's just wild. But everything from this article that we've seen so far is just making me more hyped for Toy Story 5. Now I want to know from you, are you excited for Toy Story 6 and Toy Story 7? And do you think Blaze is going to be the new owner of the toys? Comment down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for all the latest Toy Story 5 news.